We're in the smallest room again, so be prepared for a little bit of toilet humour as I review this Smart Bidet Toilet Seat from Victorian Plumbing. Hi, and welcome to the Handyman at Home channel. I'm Chris. So what's a Smart Bidet Toilet Seat then? Well, maybe you've been on holiday or stayed in a posh hotel and used one of those expensive Japanese type toilets to pamper your posterior. And then, on your return home, you fancy having a little bit more of that luxury and improved cleansing experience chez nous, but without having to splash out thousands of pounds on a posh loo. This Smart Bidet Toilet Seat, with a wide range of bottom-friendly features, and which can be easily fitted to most standard toilets, might just be the answer. I covered how to install this seat in detail in a previous video, but in summary, you're going to need a water supply for that all-important cleaning action and a mains electrical supply fed from a fuse spur unit. The seat itself is IPX4 rated, meaning it's protected against splashes of water from any angle, an obvious advantage if there's men or children in the house, and it's suitable for use in bathrooms zones 2 and 3. All of the functions are controlled from this panel located on the right hand side. It's easy to clean, being covered in a membrane type layer, although if I had a criticism it would be that you do have to twist quite a bit to see and press the buttons. None of the functions are available until you first turn the power on here, and most cannot be used until you're sat on the seat, for obvious reasons. To spare both your and my blushes, I'll place my hand over the sensor here whilst we look at the various functions in operation. Okay, starting then with perhaps the most obvious function, the rear wash. Pressing the button causes the nozzle to extend and start spraying water. If you press the button again, the nozzle starts to oscillate backwards and forwards, which once you get used to the initially strange sensation, I find gives a much better cleansing action. Press it again and it reverts to a static spray. You can choose to stop the current cleaning operation at any time by pressing the stop button, or it will automatically stop after around 2 minutes. We'll look at some of the additional levels of controllability of the wash function in a moment, but for now we'll move on to drying. Pressing the dry button will activate the warm air drying function. As per the wash functions, you can turn off the drying at any time by pressing the stop button, but it will automatically stop after around 4 minutes. You can adjust the temperature of the warm air to any one of 4 levels via this multi-function rocker switch, worth knowing if you like, or for that matter dislike, a hot bot. And so to the front wash, which is clearly for the further sex and works in an identical manner as the rear wash, albeit with a gentler spray. Now we've seen the basic wash functions, it's worth a quick look at how these can be adjusted to best suit your personal comfort. Starting with water pressure adjustment, this can be set to any of 4 levels, from gentle through to forceful. Nozzle position can also be adjusted to any of 5 levels, allowing you to direct the spray to where you need it most. It's worth noting that if you've already set the nozzle into oscillating wash mode, as we saw earlier, then adjusting the nozzle position isn't available. There are 2 further levels of controllability which enable you to control both the water temperature and seat temperature. Starting with the water temperature, this can be adjusted to any of 4 levels by pressing this button. The first level, with the indicator unlit, does not heat the water at all. The user guide refers to this as room temperature, but be aware that cold water gets pretty cold during the winter. Pressing the button once will change the indicator to blue, corresponding to 33 degrees C. Pressing it again ups the temperature to 36 degrees, shown by green. And one more press raises the temperature further to 39 degrees, indicated by red. In a very similar way, the seat temperature can be increased from no heating at all up to 39 degrees in the same 3 incremental steps. Reassuringly, to prevent what the user guide refers to as low temperature burn, the seat temperature is automatically reduced below 35 degrees if you're sat on the seat for more than 10 minutes. Okay, Taking a quick look at some of the other controls, we have a light that can be turned on and off, a deodorizer to help get rid of those nasty niffs, although I'm unclear whether this is nothing more than a fan. It's also worth noting that deodorizing is temporarily stopped during drying. And finally, an eco button that can put the seat in a power saving mode with the seat temperature kept at 25 degrees, although this isn't something that I've bothered with. Finally, and probably the most important of these ancillary functions, is the clean, which causes water to flow through the nozzle to aid with cleaning. The recommended way to clean the nozzle is to use an old toothbrush, but it goes without saying not to use it for cleaning your teeth again. Whilst we've covered pretty much everything you really need to know, there are some what I call one-stop shop functions that comprise some predefined settings and sequences as follows. Starting with Lady Care, selecting this causes the water temperature to be set to the highest level, that's 39 degrees, water pressure to the second level, and the default cleaning position. You can't adjust either of the first two, but the cleaning position can be adjusted. The wash ends automatically after 2 minutes, or you can press stop at any time. Next, we've got childcare. This is a nice and simple one for the kids, wherein the water temperature is set to the mid-level at 36 degrees, water pressure set to the lowest level, and the cleaning position is right towards the front. It runs for 30 seconds, and none of the settings can be fiddled with by small fingers. Next, we've got auto. Pressing this gives you a 40-second rear wash, followed by 20 seconds of oscillating wash, and then 2 minutes of air drying. Finally, we've got super, and I'll refrain from making any jokes about who might need this one. Basically, the water pressure is set to the highest level to give everything a good blast for 2 minutes. Cleaning the toilet seat itself is just like any other toilet seat. You can clean the cover, the controls, underside of the cover, toilet seat itself, underside, and the majority of the pan rim. If you want to give it a really extra clean, then you need to pull the seat forward slightly, and although I covered this in the installation video, I'll just repeat it here. So there's a little button just underneath where the power goes in here, so you just press that in and then it will just pull forward. So if you want to clean down the back for a super clean, or just pull it forward a little bit, obviously you need to watch that it's connected to the water and the power, so don't try and remove it completely, it's not necessary. Clean around there, just get it lined up, push it back gently, hear the click, and the job's done. Hopefully you've now got a good idea of the features of this Smart Bidet toilet seat. But what do I think of it? Well, overall, I'm pretty impressed. It's very easy to use, and in my experience at least, gives a good cleaning performance. If you've never used one before, it might take a couple of goes before you get used to it. And for sure, it won't be for everyone. But without going into the gory details, I would suggest the end result is much better than using traditional toilet paper. And of course, it removes the need to use moist toilet tissue or wet wipes, with all the problems they can cause when flushed away. The drying function works reasonably well, but you may find you need a quick dab with a short length of toilet paper to ensure you're fully dry. At a shade under £380, it's not cheap, but with 24 rolls of Andrex toilet paper coming in at around £10, you could find it pays for itself in a couple of years, depending on how much loo paper and wet wipes your family gets through. I can't comment on long-term reliability, and from what I can see, there are no spare parts available apart from replacement filters. So time will tell on that one. Okay then, that's my review of the Smart Bidet toilet seat from Victorian Plumbing, although a quick Google troll would suggest it's also sold under other brands as well. Hope you found it of some interest. If so, please do click the thumbs up and give me a like, as it really helps get my videos to a wider audience. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And with that, I'll call this one done and hope to see you again next time. Cheers. What's that quote? Water, water everywhere, but not a drop to drink. The things you do for YouTube.